Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fatima. If you're new here, hi, how are you? I am a 30-year-old who lives in the beautiful desert of Las Vegas, Nevada with my husband and our furry kitty cats. And today we're going to be doing a full 2026 financial reset, the ultimate financial reset. And if you're a returning subscriber, hello, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate your support. And without further ado, let's get right into it. I don't want to waste any more time with a long introduction. I did close out my December budget at the very end of December, and the beginning of the month has been a little rough. So I haven't touched my budget. I have been tracking my transactions on my Money Plus app on my phone. So at least I have been manually recording it on the app. I will have the link down below for the app, not sponsored. I just really like to use the app to track all of my accounts, all of our investments, all of our savings, our checkings, everything. And our debt as well, because we do own a home now, so we have a mortgage. Now, the spreadsheet that I'm going to be using is not the same spreadsheet that I was using for the past 5 years, maybe 6 years. I decided that this would be the year to use a new spreadsheet. I have many reasons as to why I am doing this big change, and one of them being that my savings were not making sense. So I feel like it's important to share that in case you are using the spreadsheet that I was using in the past. It just wasn't working for what I needed it to do anymore for me. I know that some people are still continuing to use the annual wealth dashboard, but like I said, for me, I just needed something different. And after looking and actually buying multiple spreadsheets in the month of December, I think I spent around $40 on different spreadsheets and trying them out. I finally settled on the CoPlenty budget dashboard. I believe that's what it's called. It's called the Budget 2.0. So I will have a link down below in case you guys want to check out their website. They do have different products. They have a bundle, and then they just have the spreadsheet on its own. I think that they also have like a meal planner. They have a meal planner and a travel planner, so feel free to look at their website. But yeah, other than that, I have been testing it out. I tested out December's budget of last year, and so far so good. The only downside is that I can't input my income as a transaction so that it'll automatically track all of my income throughout the month, because I do get random sources of incomes. It's not just my corporate income. I get other sources of incomes that I like to track. So now I have to kind of like manually track it, which is fine because I was already doing it on the app that I like to use. So I'll just get that amount and transfer it over as I recheck my budget throughout the month. So that's the only downside. And actually, that I also cannot track my investments. I know that I probably can track it under the subscriptions and membership section, so I can change that to be the investment section. I rather not. So hopefully in the future, they come out with an investment tracker, because that would be super helpful, because I do like to see that monthly contribution that I add into my 401k and my IRA, as well as our brokerage account. Those are the only two downsides. Let's set up our 2026 spreadsheet. First things first, we need to set up our annual totals. I did already select a rollover to the next month as yes, because I do want to start counting all the rollover funds that I have. I am going to leave a beginning balance of 0. I know that it's January 10th. I've already been doing some spending. I have been doing some tracking, not on the spreadsheet, but we are going to put my anticipated income, because I do work a side hustle. So I still don't fully know exactly how much I'm going to make. This year will be the first year that I do not work with my gross income. I'm going to work with my net income. So I do get paid twice a month, and then I do have a side business. And then I think I'm going to put like a separate section for miscellaneous income. In my previous dashboard, my income was very busy. So as you guys can see right here, I had a lot going on there. There was a lot of categories. And I think this year, I just want to make it a little bit more simple for me. So I'm just going to do 2 sections for my corporate income, since I get paid twice a month. So corp income 1. And I do like to put emojis. I know that's kind of silly, but and then corp income 2. I'm also going to put a section for social media income. I think I'm going to do a camera for this. And then I'm going to put other miscellaneous. And then we have bills. I'm going to copy the bills section that I was using at the end of December. I don't think I made that many changes. So I'm going to do my utilities. So I have water, utility. We want to do a little water sign, gas, utility. So for bills, I've already added water, gas, and electric. I was going to put mortgage on top, but I think I'm going to put it all together on the bottom because I do like to separate my mortgage, because the mortgage is just one word. Within your mortgage, you have your insurance. At least I do, because I have an escrow. I have my insurance, my HOA. I also have my principal and interest and my property taxes. So I do like to separate those out, and I'm going to continue to use that for 2026. And then we're getting into our monthly subscriptions. So gym, Netflix, Apple Storage, YouTube Premium, and then I do always like to have a section for yearly subscriptions. I'm going to put that in my subscription section. So now we can move into the HOA, homeowners insurance, property taxes, MIP. So the first thing I'm going to add is my homeowners insurance, which will be increasing probably in a couple of months. I did have to send my homeowners insurance pictures of the house, so I was a little bit nervous about that, but I mean, the only thing that we changed was the flooring, so I don't expect it to go up as much. Okay, and then we're gonna put property taxes, MIP, and that's because we have an FHA loan. And then we have our HOA, which I still don't know when we're going to start paying. All right, so those are all the bills that we're going to be using for 2026. And then we do have our subscriptions. So the first one being our gym subscription, which we should start using. We haven't been to the gym in a bit, so. And then we're going to add Netflix. For subscriptions for 2026, we have gym, Netflix, Apple Storage, YouTube Premium, and yearly subscription. And then we have our expenses. So I'm going to delete all this because I'm going to put my own expenses on here. And I'm just going to pretty much use the expenses that I had for my last dashboard. They should all fit. I believe I should have more than enough, but I am going to consolidate some of them. So as we go, I'll figure out what we're going to consolidate. I'm going to start with housing. So we're going to do home items. I did have 3 subcategories under housing. I have home items, toiletries, miscellaneous, household needs. And I'm going to remove miscellaneous household needs. Household. Very simple. Then we're going to do toiletries. And now we're going to go into transportation. For transportation, I have the gas when we refill our cars. We have car expenses, car registration, miscellaneous transportation needs, which I normally would use for car washes, but I'm just going to start using the car expenses section for car washes. So I'm going to remove that one. So we're going to do gas, car expenses, and then we have car registration. Now we're going to go into groceries and eating out. I'm going to keep those 2 subcategories, groceries and eating out. So for personal and pets, I'm going to keep all of them. I have my personal subcategory, Dylan, kitties, and beauty. So personal, kitty cats, and beauty. Then we have health and fitness. So for health and fitness, I am just gonna do one category. I'm just gonna call it health and fitness. Fun and travel, we're gonna keep those 2 categories. We're gonna leave fun, and then we're gonna do travel. Business expenses. So for business expenses, the YouTube expense for Canva. So I am going to put Canva in my subscriptions because it is a subscription, but I will make a note on there that it's a YouTube expense. And then the other one, we do have Etsy content expense, reselling business expense. I don't do reselling anymore, at least not like I used to, so I will be removing that. Miscellaneous business needs. I'm gonna do business needs, content expenses. I think those are the only 2 I'm gonna keep. Business needs, And then we're gonna do content expense. I am considering on doing a whole separate spreadsheet for my business. So maybe I'll do that instead. Maybe that might be a little bit more beneficial than putting it all in my personal spreadsheet. And then we have the last one, gifts, donations, and other. So for this one, we're gonna keep gifts, donations, mom and dad, Coco. We're gonna remove general expense. I'm gonna keep holiday, or I'm gonna keep miscellaneous. Okay, so gifts, donations. My cat knows how to open doors, so that was her opening the door right now. Mom and dad, Coco, who is my dog, but she legally belongs with my parents. Then we have holiday, miscellaneous spending. So there we have it, expenses for 2026. I am losing some sunlight, so I'm gonna keep going until I need to move to another side of my house so that I can have a little bit more light. Moving on to savings. So for savings, I'm no longer going to be using a future home category, a DACA category. I will still be using immigration category because I do have yet to submit the documentation. We did have to take a break on the documentation because we bought the house, issues were coming up with the house. And this month, I'm hoping, will be the month that I finally submit my paperwork. So that's going to be a hefty amount that I'm going to be paying, but for the meantime, I'm still going to include my immigration amount. Then we have pets, auto maintenance, car registration, car insurance 1 and 2 because I do pay my car insurance twice a year in a lump sum. Vacation, we no longer need moving. Christmas, emergency fund, and home maintenance, phone renewal, and I believe those are the only ones that I need on there. And I'm actually gonna follow what I have on my phone. It'll be a lot easier than following this. I can have it in like little buckets right here. We have a change of scenery because I was losing all the sunlight in the kitchen. So welcome to my living room. I do still have my Christmas tree up and it's not gonna go down anytime soon. I'm gonna leave it up for as long as I can handle it. We did put our Christmas tree up a little bit late into the month of December. I will start putting away the decorations, but the tree is staying up for a bit more. I'm gonna start with home maintenance. Then we're gonna do pets, auto maintenance. I'm gonna add car registration, car insurance 1 and 2. I do have a sinking fund for our phone renewal because that's renewed every 3 months. So I'm gonna add that here as well, phone renewal. Gravel sinking fund. Oh, emergency fund, we gotta add that. I put emergency fund right at the top. I had to move everything down, which got me a little confused, but I think now we're good to go. Vacation. I wanna say that's it. Oh, immigration. And I think that's it. I do have like 2 extra sinking funds on my phone, but that's where I place money into temporarily when I know I'm going to save it, but I'm not 100% sure if that's the amount I'm going to save. So it's called bills overflow. And then I move that amount to the designated sinking funds once we get closer to the end of the month or right at the end of the month when I'm going to close my budget. Savings is complete. And then we have debt. So we have the mortgage, principal, and interest. Okay. And then I have the mortgage extra payment, which I'm still going to put under debt because that always goes to principal. And that's it for debt. I think that is the entire annual totals. So now we can set up the January budget. So we're starting with January 2026, but like I said, we are on January 10th. I don't know why, but I'm just really nervous about this, about using a brand new spreadsheet. Starting over is hard. It's not fun. My comfort of using the spreadsheet that I have used for the past 5-6 years is no longer present with us anymore. So expected $2,996.69, corp income 1 and 2. My first payday, I always count it as January 1st, even though it's at the end of the month, and my bank account is set up that way, so that way it matches up with my budget when I'm setting it up. And then the next payday is on the 16th, and it's on the 15th. So I get paid every 15th and every 30th of the month, but I like to set up my budget like so, just because it makes sense to me. Social media income for this month. So I am expecting about $250 for social media income. So we're going to do $250. Other miscellaneous income, I'm just gonna do 0. So that's it for income. And then for bills, I've actually already paid some of them. So for water bill, let's look at my agenda. That was paid on the 7th, and that was 111 with 1 cent. So that's what I'm gonna put. Usually I copy the month before. If I do set up my budget before I pay the bill, I'll just copy all of the bills from last month and just transfer the amounts over to the month I'm budgeting for. But because we're starting off fresh and I already paid them and I already know how much I'm going to pay for the ones that I haven't, might as well input the right amounts. And then we have our gas bill. That one is due on the 12th, and that's $69.79. Then we have our our electricity bill. That one's due on the 13th. That's $62.05. That's on the 13th. For a cell phone, I don't have any bill due this month. The next amount due will be in March. So that's going to be $0. Internet, $70, and that was already paid on the 6th. I'm going to start marking the ones that were already paid. Life insurance, that is coming due on the 15th. And that's $11.92. Car insurance is 0. Homeowners insurance, I'm just gonna copy the numbers that I have for this section. $96, that's always due on the 1st. Property taxes, $126.27, and that is also due on the 1st. MIP is $149.12. And I need to call my HOA about when in the world am I going to start paying my $10 a month HOA fee, because I do not know. So we're going to put 0 for this time. And that's it for bills. Now we're going to go into subscriptions and memberships. So for our gym subscription, that's $25.04. I don't know if I already paid that. I think I did. I'll add the date later. And Apple storage, $9.99. Netflix is $26.98. And I'm gonna look at my agenda to see when Netflix is on the 9th. So that must have already gone through. Apple storage is on the 21st. YouTube Premium, it's on the 20th, $22.99. And that's on the 20th. And then yearly subscriptions, I do not have any this month. Last one, that's also on the 20th, and I paid $12.99. And that's it for subscriptions. So far for left to spend, I have $5,450 with 23 cents. So let's go into our expenses. For household, I do need to buy a couple of pillow organization bins and a couple more things for the garage. We're starting to clean out the garage and clear out things, donate things we don't need. But I don't expect us to spend a lot on household. So I'm gonna put $80. I feel like that should be more than enough. We might even have some money remaining. Toiletries, I do have to stock up on a couple of things. So I'm gonna put $100 just to play it safe. Gas for our cars, I am gonna put $38. The gas did go up a tiny bit, or let's just round it up to 40. Car expenses, we really need an oil change on the car. I'm gonna do $60. Car registration, 0. I think that's due in May. For groceries, I'm gonna do $600. Is that what I was doing on a monthly basis? I don't even remember. $700. For groceries, we're doing $700. Just kidding. Eating out, yeah, we don't plan on eating out this month. Maybe we'll do it one time. Just in case, I'll do $30. Personal, for me, I'm gonna add $50, and for Dylan, $50. The goal for January is to have a low spend month. Not a no spend month, because we do need to do a little bit of spending, but a low spend month. And I think that should be fine. For kitty cats, I am gonna do $135. For beauty, I already did my nails and I actually removed them, and I just got regular polish and they look very, very pretty. And that was $35. For health and fitness, I'm gonna do $40. Actually, I'm gonna do $80 because my prescriptions, yeah, I'm gonna do $80. For fun, I'm gonna do 0 and travel 0. We're not doing any of that this month. For business needs, 0. Content needs, 0. Gifts, my nephew's birthday is this month, so I'm gonna do 30. I'll just probably transfer the cash over to him. Donations, I think I'm gonna do 50. And then mom and dad, I'm gonna do 100. For Coco, I'm gonna do 60. Holiday, I do want to start preparing for my Galentine's event that I plan to have next month. We're going to be doing cake decorating. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to do $50. And miscellaneous spending, I don't think we need to do anything on that. I do always just do, let's just do $10 just to play it safe. Total leftover $3,790 with 23 cents. We do already have our bills filled out. We have our subscriptions filled out. We have our expenses filled out. We need to fill in our debt. So that is very important. Let's do that right now. So for debt, we are still paying the same amount as last month, which is $2137.63. Let's aim for an extra debt payment to our principal of $200. Okay, so that leaves us at $1,452.60. I'm looking at my savings section and I just realized that we didn't fill out the savings and debt tracker. So let's do that right now. So we have emergency fund, home maintenance, pets, auto maintenance, car registration, car insurance, phone renewal, vacation, immigration, and I think that's it. For emergency fund, I'm a little sad about our emergency fund because we've had to dip into it quite a good amount this year for the house. Our emergency fund is at $11,434 with 26 cents. Sadness. Dylan and I do have a goal to bring it back up to $25,000. I hope we could do it, but I'm not too sure. I just really hope we can. Home maintenance, we're at $747 with 68 cents. I don't really have a goal for that right now because we're just so heavily focused on emergency fund. I'm just gonna leave the goal section blank for home maintenance. I don't want to overwhelm myself. For pets, we actually have met our goal already. We had a goal of reaching to 1,500. Maybe the next goal for this one is 2,000. I'm just going to put that for now, just so that we can keep that goal a little bit small yet achievable. And then for M, which is just an extra account that I have going on right now, we have $2,000. We don't really have a goal for that one either. For auto maintenance, we've actually achieved our goal on that one. $500. It's just our deductible in case we get into a car accident. Car registration, we have $650, which is already a goal met. For car insurance, oh, I only have one section for car insurance right now. I need car insurance too. So for car insurance, one, we have 0, but we do have a goal of 1,000 right now. And then for car insurance 2, we already met the goal of $1,000. Phone renewal, we don't have a set goal for that one, but we do have $83.15. And then for vacation, hopefully we get to take a really nice vacation this year. If I do get my green card within a couple of months, we will be taking our honeymoon after not ever having a honeymoon to Japan. So that's definitely something that I'm going to be working on. I think I'm going to set a realistic goal of 1,000 for the meantime and then revisit it later. And then immigration, we already have achieved our goal from a while back ago, which is 3,500, and we don't have any goal for that right now. That's where we're at right now. We do have a total amount saved so far of $21,455 with 81 cents. Let's see, we have $1,452 with 60 cents left to budget for the month of January. We don't have too much craziness happening in the house right now, but I would like to have my home maintenance account up to 1,000, even though that's not a goal right now. It'd be really nice to just increase that. So let's add $200 into that account this month, and that brings us down to $1,252. I'm going to add another $200 into our M account. That brings us down to $1,052.60, and I'm just going to add $1,000 into our emergency fund, and that is a zero-based budget. We do have $52.60 left over, but I think that's fine. I'm not too worried about the extra $52. So yeah, that's it. That is the 2026 budget and the budget for January. So yeah, there we have it. We are up to date with our finances for now. If you are a new subscriber and you like what you see, I do like to talk about lifestyle, do a couple of vlogs here and there, talk about finances. So please feel free to subscribe down below. I would love to have you here. And if you're a returning subscriber, Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you, and I'm so happy that you're here. I'll see you guys in my next one.